Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share some quick and easy winter breakfast ideas. These have been breakfasts I've been rotating through since it's gotten cold here in Ireland in the last few months, and I thought I'd share my go-to with you, as well as write a blog post which I'll leave down below, which has these ideas and heaps more. All the winter breakfast ideas I've shared on my blog over it's almost 10 years that I've had my blog for, so I will leave a link to that down below so you've got loads and loads of ideas to keep you warm over winter. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, comment too, let me know your go-to winter breakfast warmer. I look forward to reading your comments. So let's start up the top over here with oats. That's kind of been my regular go-to. Either I'll make oatmeal or quinoa into porridge into oatmeal. Either of them, you use a half a cup of either oats or quinoa, and then you need a cup of liquid, and I tend to do a half a cup of almond milk and half a cup of water, and mix it all through together, heat it up, and then there's loads of different toppings. Sometimes I'll add apple or banana, or I'll make a chocolate one, or just keep it plain and just add a bit of cinnamon to it. They're just loads of options. All of them are written down in the blog post down below, but that just makes such an easy, and it's such a cheap one. Even though these are organic oats, they are something like 79 cents for the bag, and that lasts a few weeks for my family with having oats every couple of days. And almond milk, I have been alternating between different types of non-dairy milks. I can cope with dairy and every other sort aside from milk, so I've been having almond milk, oat milk, coconut milk, really any different type of milk, and I use that either in my oats or often as well to warm me up as well through breakfast. I make a hot chocolate, so I've got my almond milk and I've got this chocolate from Aldi, and I'll use a row of that, a cup of milk, of almond milk, and I've got just a beautiful hot chocolate which has just been warming me up heaps. And I've got my pears and apples and bananas. Yep, fruit I have been including loads of in my diet, whether it's just topping my porridge with a bit, or I've made like an apple pie type porridge where I actually cook the apple into the oats and then have a nice apple pie type oats breakfast. So these winter fruits have loads of ways to kind of work their way into breakfast. I've also been making my banana bread loads, so even though it hasn't been warming breakfast, having banana bread cooked and ready in the fridge for me is super useful, especially when they start getting a bit spotty like this. I'll take a couple, make banana bread, and then I've got to go to breakfast in my fridge ready to go. And eggs, so yeah, alternate between having oats and eggs for breakfast. Yesterday I had an omelette, a cheese omelette with mushroom, and today I'll probably have some sort of a breakfast fry up, which I will show you next as my first proper breakfast that I'll share with you. So yeah, eggs have had all kinds of ways of being included. Nice warming breakfast, yeah, whether it's fried, an omelette, you could make poached, scrambled, really anything you like. And maple syrup is my sweetener of choice, so when I do have a sweet breakfast I put a little bit of maple syrup into it just to add some sweetness to it, but of course you could use any sweetener you like. And yeah, some veggies. I try and include veggies in breakfast every morning or so. So I've got some mushroom and some courgette, zucchini, yeah, which I will turn into a breakfast this morning. But yeah, and cocoa powder, well, haven't I covered my cocoa powder to include in my breakfast. My chocolate oatmeal, I put cocoa powder into it and makes it nice and chocolatey. But those are kind of my essentials for winter breakfasts, and now I will talk you through and show you a couple of recipes, starting with a veggie breakfast hash kind of thing with mushrooms and zucchini and maybe a couple of other ingredients too. So I'm going to make a veggie breakfast fry up. I'm going to chop up mushrooms, zucchini and an onion and get it all cooking in coconut oil. All the veggies are chopped up, they're cooking in coconut oil. I'm going to add in salt, you can add in pepper. I like adding oregano because it's just my herb of choice, but you can add any herb seasoning you like, and just keep a watch of it. Add in more coconut oil, you could use butter or any other oil you like, and just cook it until it's all reduced down and cooked to your liking. And that's up to you how much you'd like to cook your veggies for, how reduced down you want them. I want them a little bit more brown than that. Okay, that's more like it for me, nice and golden. So I'm going to move it off onto a plate, fry up some eggs, and I will show you my finished plate once it's done. And there's my warming breakfast, 2 perfectly fried eggs, and we've got the zucchini, mushroom and onion there too. It just makes such a lovely breakfast, and through winter, really all through the year, this is one of my staple breakfasts, just whatever veggies I have in the fridge. Now I already feel like I've got a few serves of veggies. Well, I do have a few serves of veggies up my belt, so it's just a good way to start the day. But keep watching for more easy winter breakfast ideas. And for breakfast this morning, I'm making chocolate quinoa. It's kind of like chocolate oatmeal, but I love the taste of it. It's super easy to make, and it's just a wonderful, nutritious, high protein breakfast that's just incredible. I love it. So I'm going to get everything cooking, and I'll talk you through how to make it, and the instructions will be in the blog post down below. But just briefly, we've got quinoa. I'm using cocoa powder, cacao powder for my chocolate. I am using this unsweetened coconut milk. You can use almond milk, you can use regular milk, you can use oat milk, anything you like. And I am using maple syrup for sweetness, and I'm also going to add a bit of water too. So yeah, that is what I am putting together. Okay, I'm going to pop it all together now. To start with, you're going to need half a cup of quinoa per person. So I'm cooking this for my family of 4, so I've got 2 cups of quinoa there. Pop it over a sieve and rinse it really well, so you'll notice it's a bit damp. And now we're going to pop over the liquid, and I go for 2 cups of water. So if you're making this for 1, for each person, you do a half a cup of quinoa, a half a cup of water, and then a half a cup of your milk of choice. But I'm doing it for 4 people, so I've got 2 cups of quinoa. We're going to do 2 cups of water. So that's the 2nd cup of water, and then 2 cups of your milk of choice. Oh, that's just enough, that will do. And now for the chocolate. I just opened the bag and smells so chocolatey. I'll go about a tablespoon per portion, but I don't tend to do 4 tablespoons for our whole pot, so I tend to go about 3 tablespoons. So really it's up to you how chocolatey you want it, but I tend to do 3 heaped-ish tablespoons for the whole pot. But go, if you're just making it for 1, do about a tablespoon or so. Really just depends how chocolatey you want it. And then same goes for maple syrup. How sweet do you want it? How much maple syrup do you want? I tend to again go for 3-ish shallow spoons of maple syrup, because we all like kind of different levels of sweetness, and my kids will add a little bit more maple syrup. Husband and I prefer it a bit darker. It is just totally personal choice. But now I'm going to pop it over medium heat on the stove top, and keep watching it, stir it, and don't kind of just set and forget. It needs a bit of attention to make sure it doesn't stick. So we're just going to pop it onto heat now. So I've got it over the heat. Just give it a stir, help everything dissolve, and really just check back every minute or 2. Once it comes up to bubble, then you can reduce it down to simmer. But yeah, it's a little while till that happens. It does take a bit longer than oats, but it's totally worth it. It's just wonderful breakfast. There you go, the quinoa's come up to the boil, and I'm just going to reduce it down to simmer. I know it doesn't look like much is happening. It really just takes a little while, and before you know it, the porridge will be ready. Okay, it's been a little while longer. You can see the quinoa kind of opens up like that, and it needs to still absorb the rest of the liquid, and then it'll be done. It's almost done. You see it's still gently bubbling away. It's really thickened up. You can see it's quite incredible. I want it to just absorb a little more liquid, but it's up to you how creamy you like it when you'd like to take it off the heat. Okay, that's thickened up beautifully, and you can see all the quinoa's opened up, so I'm going to move it into bowls. Okay, you can see my beautiful bowl full here. Now there's loads of options for toppings. I like to pop a bit of my homemade chia jam. It's not focusing for some reason. I make homemade chia jam. I've shared video in the past and recipe, which I'll leave also down below for you, but yeah, I'll just pop a bit of chia jam on top, so it's got a lovely berry flavor. there you go. I've popped a dollop of chia jam on top. It's just a beautiful berry chocolate breakfast. Perfect warming winter breakfast idea. Keep watching for one more easy winter breakfast inspiration idea for you. Now this is a bonus breakfast for you. I have made my hot chocolate. I've shared the recipe so many times on the channel, on my blog. It's heating up a cup of any milk you like and then adding a row of chocolate. I use a row of Aldi chocolate, mixing it through, and I've got a lovely hot chocolate. And I made soda bread. I've been making so much soda bread lately. Every few days I make soda bread. I made it yesterday, and so I'm having a beautiful slice today for breakfast with 2 fried eggs. Really simple breakfast today. And yeah, I'm still gonna come back with one more really easy breakfast. And for my final wintry warming breakfast, I'm making waffles. I have this recipe with just 4 ingredients. They're really easy to make. You just need a waffle maker, which is really easy and cheap to come by on Amazon. I'll leave a link to one down below for you, so you can get yourself a waffle maker, make 4 ingredient waffles, and they're just so warming and so beautiful. So the ingredients in our 4 ingredient chocolate chip waffles. I've got chocolate chips, of course. Use any chocolate chips you like, whatever fits within your dietary requirements. I've got coconut flour, which I'm using to bind them all together. I'm using cream. It just says Irish fresh cream, but that's just because I'm in Ireland. Use any cream you like, pouring cream. If you've been following something like low carb keto, you've probably got a whole host of creams in your fridge. Use whichever one you like. And of course eggs. We're going to use 4 eggs in the recipe. So let's whip it all together. So I've got my waffle maker over here, and I've got it starting to preheat while I get everything whisked together. Starting with 4 eggs. So I've got my 4 eggs in here, and we'll just whisk until they're smooth. Okay, and now I'm going to use 1/4 cup and just add in 1/4 cup of all the other ingredients. So I've got 1/4 cup of coconut flour going in. We'll keep that 1/4 cup handy, and we'll do 1/4 cup of cream. And we'll just whisk that in. I'll just whisk it in to get a nice smooth waffle batter. There you go. Once you get bubbles on the surface, you're good. And now we just mix in the chocolate chips. Now it's up to you how much chocolate chips you want to add in, but since I've got my 1/4 cup handy, I'm just going to add in 1/4 cup of chocolate chips. Just get every last chocolate chip in. It's up to you. If you want them to be more chocolatey, you can add in more, but this one you just end up with lovely specks of chocolate chip in every waffle. Okay, I'm happy with my waffle batter. My waffle maker is up to heat, so I'll just open it up. And it's up to you and your waffle maker how much batter you put in, but we'll make sure we get the chocolate chips in. You don't want to overfill it, just the perfect amount. So just fill your waffle maker so that there's no gaps, but not too overfull. Make sure you grease it before putting the waffle maker in. That's an important step. And we'll just pop the lid down and just cook it according to your manufacturer's instructions, whatever your waffle maker says, however long to cook it. Mine's about a couple of minutes aside. Mine's one of those waffle makers that you can flip over and cook on both sides. So just ready to cook it until it's done. Give it a few minutes to firm up before checking on it. If you need to flip it, just use an egg lifter or a spatula to carefully flip it so you don't end up burning your fingers. And I will show you once my waffles are done. Okay, I've been cooking for about 5 minutes and they look pretty incredible. I've got a plate here, and what I like to do is use an egg lifter, and we'll just break them apart gently and then pop them onto the plate without burning myself. And the chocolate chip pancakes are done. Look at them, beautiful, full of chocolate chips, so sweet and delicious. And now you can top them with some more chocolate chips, with a bit of whipped cream, with a bit of my chia jam, which I had in my quinoa porridge earlier. There's just so many toppings. I'll write them all down in the blog post down below, and I've put together a blog post with heaps of winter warming breakfast ideas with the recipes I shared in this video, as well as loads more. So you'll have lots of yummy inspirations all through winter, so click through for that. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, comment too, let me know your go-to winter warming breakfast idea. I look forward to reading your comments. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.